family. As we get ready to prepare ourselves for a powerful session of fellowship, let's just open up with this Ray Hagins jazz, I call it. But actually the title of the song is So Glad I Can Be Myself. Yeah. Written and performed by yours truly. Except the saxophone. Saxophone is the late, great Eric Allen. Everything else, drums, guitar, bass, horn, keyboards. Yeah, I gotta get back to that, y'all. Oh, shucks now. Yes. Come on, sing with us. Well, I found out that I can be myself, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Well, I found out that I can be myself, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Yeah, man. So glad I can be myself. Oh. So glad I can be myself. It really is good to know that I don't have to be nobody else. I'm so glad I can be myself. Sure I'm happy because I don't have to be nobody else. It feels so nice to be free. I can be myself. I can really be me. Oh, shucks. I'm so glad I can be myself. I can be myself. Sure, it's good to know that I don't have to be nobody else. Yeah. Come on, y'all. Well, I found out that I can be myself, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Well, I found out that I can be myself, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Yeah. I found out be myself, and I'm so glad. Yes, 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 yes. Listen, let's go right into our opening song one more time, okay? And ain't no need to stop, and let's keep it going here. Lift your voice with me as we sing one more time, one more time. God allowed us to come together one more time, one more time, one more time. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us to come together one more time, just one more time. God allowed us to come together one more time, one more time, one more time. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah, to come together to praise God's name, just to praise God's name. God allowed us to come together to praise His name, to praise her name, to praise her name. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah, oh yeah, to sing our song, just to sing our song. God allowed us, yeah, to sing our song, to sing our song, to sing our song. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah, to clap our hands. Come on, to clap our hands. God allowed us to come together to clap our hands, to clap our hands, to clap our hands. God allowed us to come together. God allowed us, yeah, to come together. Everybody say one more time, one more time. God allowed us to come together one more time, one more time, one more time. Oh, God allowed us, yeah, to come together one more time. God allowed us, yeah, just to praise His name. God allowed us, yeah, He's been so good and kind. God allowed us, yeah. Oh, yes, He did. God allowed us, y'all. God allowed us to come together one more time, man. And we give God the praise for that. We're going to keep it going, okay? So we don't have no open spaces here. Go right into our fellowship of the Oath of the Ancestors at this time. Okay, so I invite you to come along with us. Join in with us as we do the oath at this time. Come on, everybody. O ancestors, blacker than 1,000 midnights, African ancestors, it is to you that we, your children, give respect and honor. O ancestors, we call upon you and welcome you in this place. African ancestors, let your presence fill this place. O ancestors, who have been purposely excluded from the history books so that the world would not know of your greatness. Our African ancestors, who gave civilization to the world. Our African ancestors who gave the arts to the world. Our African ancestors who gave music to the world. Our African ancestors who gave the sciences to the world. Yes. Our African ancestors who gave mathematics to the world. Our African ancestors who gave medicine to the world. Our African ancestors who gave literature to the world. Yes. Our African ancestors who gave philosophy to the world. Our African ancestors who gave God consciousness to the world. Oh, ancestors, we thank you for devoting your life to make a future for us, your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Now stand with us, strengthen us, guide us, teach us, and protect us from the snare of our enemies. Rise up, O African ancestors, and let our enemies be scattered, and give us the wisdom and the boldness to deal with our oppressors and those who would hinder the liberation and empowerment of our people. Rise up, O African ancestors, and live in us, and we will not fail to honor you. We will not fail to respect you. We will not fail to hear you, and we will not betray you. Ashe. Yebo. Yebo. And now, brothers and sisters, we want to take the time to honor just a few of the great Africans who have gone ahead of us. Yes. We call forth their great African names and honor them to Pharaohs Narmer, Zoja, Sneferu, Khufu, Khafre, Menkaure, and the great vizier and physician and multi-genius Imhotep. We say Ashe. To Queen Nitocris, Queen Sobek Neferu, yes, Queen Ahotep, Queen Amos Nefertari, Warrior Queen King Hatshepsut, Nefertiti, Queen T, Warrior and Queen Nefertari II. We say Ashe. To Menkaure Tahuti Mays, known as Thutmose III, Amenhotep III, Akhenaten, Tutankhamun, Ursama Atra, Setepenra, Rametsu Meriamun, Ramses II, Shabaka, Taharka, Hannibal, and the great African warrior Shaka Zulu. Yes. We say Ashe. To all of the kings, queens, priests, and warriors of Nubia, Waset, Ethiopia, Kemet, Kenya, the Congo, Tanzania, Uganda, Central, South, and West Al-Kibu land, we say Ashe. Great Africans. To the more than 600 million Africans whose lives were lost in the European invasions of Africa and in the Middle Passage, we say Ashe. To the more than 300 million who have since lost their lives to racism and hate crimes, we say Ashe. To Harriet Tubman, Ashe. Frederick Douglass, Ashe. Mary McLeod Bethune, Ashe. Nat Turner, Ashe. Fannie Lou Hamer, Ashe. Sojourner Truth, Ashe. Carter G. Woodson, Ashe. Booker T. Washington, Ashe. Dr. Charles Drew, Ashe. Noble Drew Ali, Ashe. Benjamin Banneker, Ashe. George Washington Carver, Ashe. Bishop Richard Allen, Ashe. Bishop Charles Harrison Mason, Ashe. Howard Thurman, Ashe. Mother Mahalia Jackson, Ashe. The Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garden, Ashe. Benjamin E. Mays, Ashe. Langston Hughes, Ashe. Medgar Evers, Ashe. Paul Robeson, Ashe. Dr. Martin Luther King, Ashe. Malcolm X, Ashe. Thurgood Marshall, Ashe. Mother Clara Hale, Ashe. Adam Clayton Powell, Ashe. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Ashe. Dr. Amos Wilson, Ashe. Dr. John Henrik Clark, Ashe. Dr. John G. Jackson,
Bishop
Dr. Shanta Diaz, Dr. Chancellor Williams,
Elder
Dr. George G.M. James, Patrice Lumumba, Kwame
Henry Nolan,
Kwame Nkrumah, Dr. Khalid Muhammad,
Elder Annie Watkins,
Dr. Jacob Carruthers, Dr. Ishaka Musa Badashango,
Elder Lily Phillips,
Brother Ray Charles, to our mothers and fathers, our grandmothers and grandfathers,
yes,
to our great-grandmothers and great-grandfathers, our brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, aunts and uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins,
we honor our
and all those
today.
who have gone ahead of us and have made their ancestral transition
We honor our ancestors,
to their life, deeds, legacy, and contributions. We say Ashe. Again we say Ashe. Again we say Ashe.
I'm sorry, I forgot to change the lyrics there, family. I got so carried away in those, I forgot to keep the words up there. Allah, come on and join the praise with us. Allahu Allah. Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillah. English translation is God is great and he's worthy to be praised. I say hallelujah. God is great and he's worthy to be praised. Yes. I say hallelujah. So God make us one. We all should be one. And then the unbelievers will come and say you are with us. God make us one. We all should be one. And then the unbelievers will come and say you are with us. God make us one. We all should be one. And then the unbelievers will come and they will say you are with us. Yeah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Oh my goodness. Family, it is wonderful, man. You know, I give praise and thanks to the Almighty today for the privilege and opportunity, you know, to just be here with you today. I can't say it's a right, okay? It's a privilege. It really is, you know, to do anything, especially for the benefit of others or in service to the Most High. That's a privilege, man, you know, and I'm so glad that the Most High has chosen me. Let me turn this off before I get all this noise in the background here. That the Most High has anointed me for this assignment that I'm in. Where's the switch here? Oh, man. There we go. I'm excited over the fact that here I be, I would say, right? Here I be, in spite of everything, you know, and I'm glad to be with you guys today live, you know, for the last few months. I've been airing previous broadcasts. For one, I've been in the hospital. I was hospitalized for approximately 2 months, you know, going through dialysis and what have you. And the facility that I was going to, I can't say it was the cleanest facility. Of course, I did went somewhere else by now. But where I was, I ended up getting an infection in my port here in my arm, and they just totally messed my arm up. And I hope you guys are not disturbed by the noises outside. One of my neighbors, I think, is doing the yard. But I was really, man, listen, I was at the point of death. I mean, really, point of death. God has brought me through so many things. You know, after a while, it gets to the place where God brings you through something else, you know, and you say, wow, you know, okay, God, you're still on the throne, you know, you're still doing your thing. But family, I ended up getting a bacterial infection in the port here, and they just messed my arm up completely. I want to show it to you, but there's people out there. I tried showing it to my cousin this weekend, and she just covered her face like this. You know, I tried showing her some of the pictures of my wound when the flesh was eating away, the bacteria was eating away its flesh, and they had me on several antibiotics trying to find one that would combat what I had. I developed sepsis. I was septic, and went from that to MRSA. And my doctor came in and said to me, he said, Mr. Hagins, most people in your age bracket don't leave the hospital when they have what you have. you have a bacterial infection that is so strong and so, the word they use is virulent, so virulent that we're trying to find an antibiotic that will fight it, you know. So that's what I've been going through, family. I've been dealing with so much of this stuff, man, you know. Trying to keep you guys encouraged through previous taping and trying to stay encouraged myself, you know. Yeah, you know, and I thank those of you out there who've sent your words of encouragement to me, you know, telling me stay strong, hang in there, da 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 da. And I guess it's, you know, it's I appreciate that, but I appreciate it even more when I get it from people who have been through what I'm going through. Does that make sense? You know, yeah. So, but I think we're nearing the date for a transplant, you know, and I'm excited about that. Yeah, so we're working on that now. I passed all of the tests and that they wanted to give me to be sure that I'm able to receive a kidney. I've been cleared for all of that. So God is good, you know, and I'll be glad when I don't have to take all these pills and, oh my God, no, I don't have to sit in a dialysis chair 3 days a week for 4 hours a day, you know, so I can travel and do more teaching like I was doing years ago. Yeah, kind of. Oh, we're gonna get back there. We're gonna get back there. And you know something? Let me say this, and I hope it doesn't sound contradictory to what I'm saying. I know that God is a healer. There's no doubt in my mind. Okay, I've experienced that already. And if God decides, well, it's not that God's going to decide based on human events of human history. God has already decided whatever God is going to do. Okay, so I don't want you to think that our actions changes God's mind. Doesn't happen like that. But what I was about to say is, if I don't recuperate, if God doesn't, as old folks used to say, if God does not heal me, He's done enough already. You follow what I'm saying? I'm 72 years old now, man. I'm young. I mean, yeah, I'm still young in a way. My body ain't agreeing with that, but my mind thinks I am. So, you know, yeah, just keep me in your prayers, guys. Okay, I got plenty of work to do yet, you know, and I'm going to do it, God willing. Yeah, you know, so it's good to be back with you guys in person live again today, this wonderful day, this wonderful day of the Sunday. Yeah. I want to take a moment to say thank you to all of our supporters and friends and members, to all of the brothers and sisters who are part of the African villages, wherever you are. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being a part of my assignment. Thank you for believing in Brother Ray. I know there's so much deception going on out here, man. It's hard to know who to believe in now, you know. But I thank you for your support. You know, I thank you for holding on to me and not letting me go, you know. And hey, man, what can I tell you? We still got work to do. We got a long ways to go yet. Okay. Yeah. So all of you out there to the African Village of St. Louis headquarters, to our first African village we formed after headquarters, Youngstown, Ohio, Model Tep family there. Okay, to the African village of New York City. Okay, Minister Vernon Wells and his staff and team there. Model Tep to the African village of, oh my goodness, Detroit and Chicago family there. Charleston, South Carolina. Hey, Chef, how you guys doing down there, man? To Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah, African Village is there. And those of you who want to become a part of what we're doing, you know, hey, thank you so very much for all that you are. Thank you to all of our elders, because you guys are the, what do I want to call you guys? The jet pillar, the backbone of the African Village. You guys, you know, your years of experience, your prayers, your support. Yeah, I couldn't have done all this without you, you know, so I thank you so very much. Yeah. Well, family, today we're going to teach on the subject for today is, what is Christianity? Okay, and I'm led to do this message today because we're at that point. I mean, there's so many people awakening, and I'm excited about it. I'm glad that I have a small part to play in that. There's so many people who are waking up, man. Woo, it's wonderful. So let's just bring this on thing on here. How can I do this? Let's see. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, I think I'm finished with that. Am I? Okay, yeah. As you see here, just bear with me for a moment. Let's do this. Okay. Why do I do what I do? My objective, right? The aim of my message today is, as always, I air this every time I get ready to teach. Okay. The aim of my lecture or my message is to begin the process of undoing and reversing ideas and concepts that have been programmed into the minds of our people by the religious statements and church doctrines that have caused our people to adopt a belief system that has resulted in our loss of contact with what is real, our loss of contact with what is factual, our loss of contact with what is historical, but most of all, our loss of contact with what is spiritual. Okay? And also remember this, and this is for the religious leaders out there who've been listening to Brother Ray in private, and you're at a crossroads now. Your conscience is telling you need to make a change. Okay? But your habit, what's convenient for you, is telling you, no, I don't want to lose I don't want to lose what I've acquired, and now you're not preaching the truth now, but you don't want to lose what you've acquired by preaching what you've been preaching. You got that Lexus or that some of you ministers out there have moved up, to Rolls Royces and all that kind of stuff, and private planes and all that kind of stuff, and you've acquired all that by preaching a lie. Wow. And it's like, what do you do now? Do you start preaching the truth and lose all that? Okay, so that's why I wrote this here. When you've told so many lies on top of each other over the centuries, that telling the truth about one of your early foundational lies would unravel all the lies that have been defensively piled on top of it, thus exposing you for what you truly are. Guess what? You have no choice but to continue to lie if you want to keep all the stuff that you've acquired from the lie. Okay? Follow me now. When your ability to maintain your control over another person's reality is based on the lies about what you are and who they are, you can never tell the truth. Wow. Now, you would think, when I look at my life, I would say that's not really true because I was there. Okay. And I gave up the lies and I stopped preaching the lies, and yes, I lost. In fact, I lost everything. To be honest with you, I lost everything, man. I lost family. I lost friends. How do you lose family? But the fellowship, that's what I lost. I lost the fellowship, not the relationship, but I lost the fellowship that went along with my friendships and my family, I'm so thankful that all has been restored now. In fact, it's been restored and more. Okay, after people saw I didn't lose my mind. I wasn't the Antichrist. Okay, so people are starting to say, I see, we're starting to see what you're saying, Brother Ray, all this time, that kind of thing. So I'm excited, and those of you out there who got the fortitude, okay, to take a stand for what you know to be the truth. I thank God for you. And Terrell, thank you. Thank you for your donation, man. You guys are something else. So donations are coming in. Wow. Thank you already. And we haven't even got to that part of the program yet. That's what I appreciate about you guys out there, Oh, yeah. Okay. So let's continue. Today, like I said, I want to talk about what is Christianity. Now, why I want to talk about this subject? Because I'm convinced that most of our people actually have no idea what Christianity is, but yet they claim to be Christians. Okay, so hopefully, as we go through the message today, you'll get a proper understanding of what Christianity really is. Okay, let's put it this way. Christianity is not in the Bible. Okay, let me start right there. Christianity is not in the Bible. Got me? Do I need to say that again? Christianity is not in the Bible. Okay, or maybe I should say it this way. Christianity is not biblical. However you want to say it. Okay, so as we listen to the message today, I pray that you'll be blessed by it. Okay, so let's get into it at this time. The message for today is entitled, What is Christianity? How many of you have traditionally called yourself Christians? Let me see your hand. I put up both of mine on that one. If I could put my feet up, I would put those up too. Many of us have traditionally referred to ourselves by that designation of Christian. And most of us have called ourselves that because we were raised that way. Our parents were Christians, our grandparents were Christians, whether it was Baptist, Methodist, Presbyterian, Pentecostal, whatever, we called ourselves Christians. And I'm not sure, brothers and sisters, that everybody is clear on what is Christianity. As a boy, just like Brother Penny there, he reminded me so much of myself. I was very apt, and I took notice of everything. My eyes didn't miss nothing. Just like your child's eyes don't miss nothing. Look at the person next to you and say, when you think they're not looking, they're looking. Don't ever forget that. As a boy, I was the personification of the question why. I asked why to almost everything. I remember my parents telling me, boy, don't ask so many questions. And you may have said that to your children now and again. I remember my parents saying to me, you don't need to know the answer to that. I remember that. Even in school, I remember my teachers saying to me, your questions aren't important. What you really need to do is develop a skill working with your hands. That's what I remember teachers saying to me. Yes, as a child, I knew there was somebody out there who didn't want me to think. And guess what, y'all? There are people that don't want you to think. There are people that don't want you to think. In all, and I mean all, of my Sunday school literature, I noticed that everyone who was used of God in the literature was white. Yes. And all of the bad people, they weren't black, but they had a dingy appearance. They weren't as clean looking as everybody else. They were tinted or whatever, and I just kind of assumed it was like, because they had been working or something. But you take people like Goliath. Goliath was always portrayed as an unclean person. He just had to, he hadn't shaved and, real bearded kind of thing, kind of rusty looking face. You take people like Nebuchadnezzar in the Bible. These people were portrayed as dirty or not as clean or as lily white as others in my literature. What's really deep is I remember my grandmother, God bless her heart, sweetest woman. In fact, she was Jesus personified to me growing up, because I had never really seen Jesus, and the only image or person I had to kind of come close to who I thought God was like was my grandmother. And that's how children see us. Y'all need to remember the closest thing that a child has to God is you.
Remember that. My grandmother had a huge picture of the Last Supper in the dining room. See, back in those days, we had dining rooms. Don't have dining rooms now. You know, you got a little kitchenette area, you know, and that's by design, people. See, the most important time of the day is for the family to sit down and eat together. If you notice, houses that they're building now don't have dining rooms, you know. It's deep. This huge picture of the Last Supper, I'll never forget it because I used to study this picture even as a boy, and I noticed that there was this big long table. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? How many of y'all see? So, oh, a lot of hands are up. Maybe y'all probably got them in your house too, right? You know, this big long table with 12 white men behind it. Off in groups of threes. Yeah. Think about it. And see, I want y'all to study. See, I used to notice this years ago. Why are they all in groups of threes? 3, 6, 9, 12. And then the other thing was underneath the tablecloth comes down to a certain level, but underneath the table, there are 4 legs. 1 leg under each group of men. Now tell me, was I doing some analyzing? The 3 men are the 3 4 groups of threes representing 3 months in the 4 seasons of the year. So again, it's back to that zodiac thing. Summer, winter, spring, and fall. And that's what each leg of the table represents, a season of the year. So this is deep. What really did it for me was the love that my grandmother had for a man called Oral Roberts. Oral Roberts was the most popular preacher in my community. I remember my grandmother taking me with her many times to the corner store to get a money order to send to Oral Roberts so that he could send back his gift to her. This one time in particular, she had to get this gift from Oral Roberts. And I thought it was like a big toy or something, because, that's the only thing that really fancied me. And when this gift came, it blew my mind. It was an 11 by 17 size picture of Jesus. Of course, he didn't look like me. He didn't look like my grandmother. He didn't look like anybody in my family. But it was the most prized possession in our home. My grandmother hung this picture of Jesus up over the couch. That's what we called it. What do y'all call it? Sofa or something? I was a little boy. Y'all call it couch too? Okay. My grandmother hung this big picture, and it was huge to me. I'm a little boy, and it was 11 by 17 size picture. Hung it right up in the center of the wall over the couch in the living room. And the real thing that blew my mind is she told me, and I'll never forget these words, she said, "Oral Roberts said, no matter where you move in the room, Jesus is looking at you." That's what they used to say. you know, if you take a picture looking in the camera, and that's how it's going to look. And the thing scared me because no matter, and I put it to the test. I'd hide over here and look, and he was looking at me, you know, and I'd go over here, hide behind this chair and peep around, and lo and behold, he was looking at me. I was like, oh, this is deep, you know, this white man is watching me. You know, I'm a little boy now, but something just didn't set right with me about these white images, and especially that big picture. But I had no other information to stand on. Why was it that this man, Oral Roberts, had more respect from my grandmother than all of the blacks in my family and community combined? He had no idea who we were. We had never met him. And in fact, we didn't see him. She listened to him on the radio. But I knew that my grandmother would send a money order to this man every time she got her check. What was this power over my grandmother and so many others just like her? What was this power? What was this power that made my grandmother stand in front of this 11 by 17 picture of this white Jesus and cry as she talked to it? And then when she would walk away from it, she would sing this song, I must tell Jesus all of my troubles. I cannot bear these burdens alone. What was this power? It's deep, y'all. I remember, see, this thing was so real to my grandmother. And I watched this. This thing was so real to my grandmother. I said, man, I need to try this. So I went and stood in front of it, looked up at it. And I talked to it, and when I talked to it, something said to me, you fool. Right. I mean, even as a little kid, I knew this picture wasn't going to talk back to me. You understand what I'm saying? And when I would talk to it, what really blew my mind is when I talked to the thing, guess what happened, y'all? My brain went to work, and instead of really looking for an answer back, I'm saying, wait a minute, why is this picture in color? All of the pictures in my house were black and white. I mean, back at that time, it was this picture in color. Again, the programming. Many years later, I was able to understand that the image that we were given to worship as our redeeming Savior, Messiah, was the image of the conquering European. Right. And our slave masters. In the definition of its true purpose, the subject again today is what is Christianity? So in the definition of its true purpose, and this is the Ray Hagins definition. This is not out of Webster's dictionary. All right, it's not out of any resource. This is my own personal definition. Christianity may be defined as a Euro-Gentile psycho-philosophical vehicle of spiritual and intellectual enslavement, which has as its end three things. Let me say that part again. Christianity may be defined as a Euro-Gentile psycho-philosophical vehicle of spiritual and intellectual enslavement, which has as its end three things. The first thing it has as its end is the cultural, everybody say cultural, and racial superiority of the people who created it. Did y'all hear that? Yes. The first goal is the cultural and racial superiority of the people who created it. The second thing, and say this with me, is the paralysis of analysis. Come on, say it like you mean it. The paralysis of analysis. You know what that means, brothers and sisters? Paralysis of analysis means that you don't think. You don't exercise your critical thinking faculties. People say stuff to you and you just let it go in one ear and fall inside your head wherever it may, and don't even challenge it, question it, nothing. So the second goal of this program is a paralysis of analysis by those who believe in it. And the third thing is, and everybody say this, the perpetual empowerment of the agenda intended by it. Now, did y'all get those three things? Listen to me now. Listen to me. Number one, again, the cultural and racial superiority of the people who created it. Number two, the paralysis of analysis by those who believe in it. And number three, the perpetual empowerment of the agenda intended by it. In order for those, and I'm talking to you, my brothers and sisters, and those of you who are watching this, in order for those who have been misled to begin to see correctly, you must have a clear analytical understanding of the origin, of the strategies, of the mechanics, of the purpose and methods of the device that has blinded you in the first place. You must understand what it is that's blinding you. I remember reading about, I think it was Harriet Tubman that had the Underground Railroad, wasn't it? Yes. They tell me she freed 300 slaves. Ain't that what they say? According to record, she says, I would have freed more if they had known they were slaves. Isn't that deep? It's bad, brothers and sisters, when you are looking through the lenses or the paradigm of what your oppressor wants you to look through and think that you're seeing the truth. Oh, yeah. When it comes to the liberation of the African mind from European concepts, we must examine and re-examine again and again those agencies that has Europeanized our thinking until we are truly disconnected from the tentacles of their grasps. Everybody repeat this with me, please, or after me. When you adopt a God who is not in your own image, when you embrace literature that teaches you to hate yourself and love your enemy, when your oppressor and savior and your God and enslaver are one and the same, you become the principal agent in your own destruction. Did y'all understand that paragraph? Now, I noticed a lot of y'all just sat there and looked at me when I was trying to use a technique that we as educators use, and that is called restating what the instructor is saying so it'll help take up residence in your mind. But again, some don't want to wake up. Now let's try that again, all right? I'm looking at you this time, and I want to see who insists on staying asleep. Repeat this. When you adopt a God who is not in your own image, when you embrace literature that teaches you to hate yourself and love your enemy, when your oppressor and savior and your God and enslaver are one and the same, you become the principal agent in your own destruction. And that's what's been happening, people. Today, I'm going to help you see, if you want to see. I got to say that now, because I found out everybody don't really want to see. I'm going to help you see, if you want to see, the deception of the Euro-Gentile powers called Christianity. The creation of Christianity and the incarnated Logos Christ was not an act or event, brothers and sisters. It wasn't something that just happened and took root. It was a process that began in the year 332 BC and went all the way up to the year 553 AD. Y'all know that's almost 800 years. Listen to this. Almost 800 years of progress in making this thing take hold in the minds of the masses. Take that back, it's almost 900 years, isn't it? Yeah. To this day, there is no historical data, archaeological or biographical evidence in existence to substantiate the life of anyone called Jesus the Christ. I don't know how many of you have ever heard of John L. Mackenzie. John L. Mackenzie is a scholar by their standards. And John L. Mackenzie, how many of you have ever heard of this thing called the Dictionary of the Bible? Y'all ever hear that? Okay, well, John L. Mackenzie is the author of the Dictionary of the Bible. And on page 432, John Mackenzie states these words, and I quote, "The writing of the life of Jesus has been a major problem in New Testament scholarship for more than 100 years. After numerous shifts of opinion, the consensus of scholars is that the life of Jesus cannot be written. The reason is that the data for an historical biography does not exist. The only sources of the life and teaching of Jesus are in the four Gospels, and I will quote them in the order in which they were written and not in the order that we've been taught. Mark first, not Matthew. Then Matthew and Luke. And then John was added in the 4th century. So then how did Jesus come into existence?
Right.
Well, let's help you understand, brothers and sisters, what it is that we were born into, raised by, and never really got a historical understanding of its origin. Everybody say Alexander. Alexander. Now, as you know, in school, our youth are taught to call this man Alexander the Great. By the way, this is a real historical person. Alexander, in my opinion, there was nothing great about him. So I call him Alexander the If you're looking at it from a European perspective, then you might say Alexander the Great. I mean, if you look at Christopher Columbus from an Italian or Spaniard perspective, you may say he was a great man. You look at Christopher Columbus from the perspective of the Native American, he was a murderer. You follow what I'm saying? I mean, so it depends on whose perspective you're looking at this thing from. This man was an invader. He invaded Egypt in 332 BC, and when he went in, he removed the existing pharaoh and put himself in his place. But check this out. You just walk up into a land, take the king off his throne, and you take the throne and you sit on it. But yet you have not the slightest idea of what it means to be a king in this culture. He insisted that the ancient Egyptian priest society would recognize him as a god, small G-O-D. See, brothers and sisters, one of the things you need to understand is in ancient Kemet, all of the pharaohs were considered gods, small G-O-D. And Alexander insisted that the secret order of Kemet would recognize him as a god and accept him into their spiritual institutions. Alexander knew that in order to effectively rule Egypt, he had to be accepted into their secret order. The Egyptians had a good habit and practice, though, and I wish we could kind of return to it today. The Egyptians did not accept, hear me now, hear me, they did not accept persons from other races or cultures into their sacred order. Y'all hear that? What did I just say? Not into their secret order, right? They didn't accept other races. They didn't accept other cultures into their secret order. So therefore, the priest of Egypt wasn't about to make Alexander a part of their society. So what he did is he demanded that they make him a god or a Sarah. This was the world's first form of racism or white supremacy. Alexander died in 323. The Egyptians never did acknowledge him as a god. So guess what happened? His successor was known as Ptolemy the First. Now, so y'all understand, whenever y'all hear the word Ptolemy, I'm talking about invader pharaohs. I'm talking about European pharaohs that didn't belong in Egypt, but they had usurped the throne. And Ptolemy the First, nicknamed Lagi or Lagi, assumed the throne, and his nickname was Soter. Everybody say Soter. Soter. You may want to write it down. It's spelled S-O-T-E-R. Soter, brothers and sisters, means Savior. Oh, shucks now. Watch how this thing comes into play. Y'all can say, that's how this happened. Soter, his nickname means Savior. Well, and he was called that because of his many military conquests. Soter also tried to get himself accepted into the ancient Egyptian priest's order. But he too was rejected. Why? He wasn't an Egyptian. In fact, he was a European who didn't belong in Kemet in the first place. Yeah, buddy. However, now this is how this stuff makes me so angry. However, he found a council of what is called Melkite Coptic Egyptians, priests in the city of Menepher, or what is now known today as Memphis, Egypt. And guess what they did? Look at the person next to you and say, no matter what, somebody gonna be a sellout. Every time, brother, somebody is gonna be a sellout. And that's what these Melkite Coptic Egyptians did. They sold out. They violated the ancient principles of not allowing foreign cultures or people into their secret order. And these priests in Memphis complied with the request of Ptolemy the First and made a composed a title for him. And what they did is they took the two names that were very special names in Egypt. The first name was Asar, who we call Osiris. The second name was Apis, which is the sacred bull in Kemet. They combined the two names, Asar Apis, and came up with the word Serapis. Write it down, Serapis. Can I educate y'all today? Y'all don't mind this education now, do you? See, the only way you're going to be free is educating your African mind. Serapis. It came up with the word Serapis. Now, the only place that Ptolemy I was accepted was there in Memphis. Throughout the rest of Egypt, they rejected him. So in his anger, let me tell you what the brother did. He went throughout Egypt and shut down all of the temples. Yeah, buddy. And this was the beginning of the elimination of the spiritual unity that the priests of Kemet maintained with each other. Serapis was the bearded icon that became known as the Savior. Or Soter confiscated all of the divine, sacred, inspired writings which were written on papyrus scrolls and stored them in the only remaining temple in Memphis, and that was the one where they coronated him and made him Soter. From that time on, every Ptolemy ruler, every Roman ruler became Serapis. Even up to today, we still have a man called the Vicar of Serapis, or Christ, and he's known as the Pope. Can I give y'all some more information? All right. Everybody say Ptolemy V. And the Rosetta Stone. All right, now let's come up a few hundred years. Now, just a couple hundred years, if that far. In the year 197 through 195 BC, guess what they did, brothers and sisters? There was this stone that was created by a new generation of Melkite Coptic Egyptians who made up the general council of priests and priestesses in the Dionysian temple in Egypt, in Memphis, the same city. This stone was created to celebrate the first commemoration of the coronation of Ptolemy V. And Ptolemy V's name was Epiphanes. His nickname was Eucharistos. Everybody say that, Eucharistos. One more time, say it, Eucharistos. One more time. What word do you hear in there that's very special in the Catholic Church? Eucharist, right? The ritual that was created in honor of Ptolemy V, Epiphanes Eucharistos, was called the Eucharist and attached to the image of Serapis. Now follow this thing. Here you have this image of what we now today call the Christ, and now they have created this ritual of drinking some blood and eating some flesh and attach that ritual to this image, and now you see how it gets connected there. This ritual was also made a part of his title, and this ritual became the first order of service in the Dionysian and other religious temples in Alexandria and Antioch. The Roman Catholic Church, who did I say? Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church, brothers and sisters, has deceived the world. I'll say it again. The Roman Catholic Church has deceived the world. Y'all hear me? They have deceived the world by teaching that this ritual is something called the Lord's Supper. This ritual existed long before so-called Jesus was even born. The Roman Catholic Church still honors Ptolemy V, Epiphanies, to this very day in what is called the Epiphany.
That's right. That's right.
Where do you think they got the word from? The Epiphany, from Epiphanes Eucharistos. Also called the Little Christ. And guess when they celebrate it? Every year. From December 26th through January the 6th. And on the January the 6th is called the 12th night. The Epiphany. Well, that's how all this stuff started happening. Well, then it goes up a few more hundred years. You got all this stuff going on, and we're going to deal with it in depth as we deal with the council meetings in our 9 o'clock session in our midweek study. But now I want to touch on the 5 council meetings. The ecumenical councils of the Roman Catholic Church were the events, what did I say? The events that completely transformed what began with Ptolemy I's Soter into the Euro-Gentile religion that dominates the Western world today through these Roman Catholic councils. You see, brothers and sisters, let me make it plainer to you. Approximately 305 AD, somewhere around that time period, 305 AD, there was a great controversy between 2 factions of Egyptian priests, the Melkite Coptic Egyptians and the exterior Coptic Egyptian priests. And this faction went on over the sacred writings. Over the what? Right. In other words, the sacred writings were of Egyptian origin. Long before there was a Matthew, long before, in fact, take that back, long before there was a concept of Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John, or Isaiah for that matter, or Ezekiel, or Daniel. The ancient sacred writings were written by the scribes and sacred authors of ancient Kemet. They wrote the words of the gods or the Metuneta on papyrus scrolls, and they kept them in the temples. And the Roman Empire became so powerful and such a tyrant that they demanded complete, absolute control. So they ended up securing these sacred writings. And these writings were handed to the Roman Emperor Diocletian. This controversy centered around the Serapis image. Follow this well. They were actually having an argument over this image, which the Roman Empire had decided to force upon the people. There was this brother. Thank God there's always somebody that's willing to stand up for the truth. There was this brother named Arius from Alexandria, a black man, an African, who stood up and said, wait a minute, I want y'all to know something here. I don't know, maybe he's a great ancestor of mine. I don't know. He stood up and said, I want y'all to know something. I want y'all to know that this image, this bearded figure that has become so popular, who we're all calling Soter or Savior, I want y'all to know that that image is a fabrication. All right. It was made up to please this white Pharaoh.
Yes.
Well, people had begun to accept this thing. And for him to come along and say some stuff like this, it was causing some problems. So it literally resulted in a council meeting. Spearheaded, see, when Constantine came into power, the Roman emperor, all this war was going on over this image of Serapis. And when he came into power in 323 AD, he decided to convene a council to expand the worship of the Serapis image throughout East Africa, Europe, and Southwest Asia. Now, follow this, people. In order for Constantine to do this effectively, he needed the spiritual validation of the exterior Coptic religious community. He already had the Melkite Coptic Egyptian community. He needed the exterior Coptic religious community to back him up. So guess what he did? Again, everybody say sell out. Sell out. Lord have mercy. Y'all, this stuff ain't just happening today. The sellout's been going on for a long time. He found a sellout. He approached this bishop whose name was Sylvester. And he went to Sylvester and told Sylvester, listen, man, let me tell you something. I'm the Pope. I'm the HWIC. I guess I should say HNIC, huh? In the real sense of the word. I'm the Pope. I mean, I'm the emperor. I'm Constantine, and I want to be recognized in the Egyptian order. What in the world is it about Egypt that white folks still trying to get up in there? Y'all hear what I'm saying? This ain't just start. It's something about the genius of Africa, the genius of Egypt. When they go there, they're in awe and they want to become a part of it. But they know that they have no ancestral connection to Egypt. So they have to try to command their way in. He went to Sylvester and said, listen, man, you are an Egyptian priest. I need you to do something for me. I need you to use your authority, Sylvester, and baptize me and make me an Egyptian through this ritual. If you do this, I'm going to do something for you. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Is this thing making sense here? Yes. So Sylvester, buddy. Baptized Constantine in the Egyptian sacred order. And that made Constantine a part of the belief system of ancient Kemet. Not really in his heart. You follow what I'm saying? But in order to rule effectively, he knew this was necessary. Now what the church has done, what the Christians have done, is they tell you that Constantine became a Christian. No. See, there was no Christianity at this time. Please understand this. What existed at this time was the ancient religion of the Northeast African people, and these Europeans wanted to be a part of it. So Sylvester baptized Constantine, and Constantine in turn made Sylvester the head of the Roman Church. Oh, check this out. This thing is deep. It's called politics. Same stuff goes on today. You see, Constantine's main purpose was to get the Serapis image accepted, because the Serapis image was European. It was the Christ. Y'all following what I'm saying? So Sylvester began to set up his own council of bishops and clergymen who went along with Constantine's program. Ain't that something? If you can just get a few people to sell out, man. Y'all, do you think that we're going to have a time where the black community will stop having sellouts? How many of y'all think we'll have it? That day's coming? You don't think that day's coming? Okay. Well, something's going to have to happen. Well, when Sylvester put together his council to support Constantine's program, his council grew by appointment. Of course, he appointed his own flunkies to it. And of course, through this, they started the foundation for what we now know today as Christianity. By studying the council meetings of Nicaea in 325 AD, Constantinople, the first council in 381 AD, the Council of Ephesus, and I said that with emphasis because this is Ephesus, the Council of Ephesus in 431 AD, the Council of Chalcedon in 451 AD. When you study these 5 councils, brothers and sisters, which we are going to do over the next few weeks in our midweek study, you can clearly see how this religion came into being. This religion is not about freeing you. Y'all sleep if you want to. Tell the truth. It's not about freeing you. In fact, the people who fabricated it know it don't exist. It's not about freeing you. It's about, what I say earlier, what those 3 things? Cultural and racial superiority. Whose culture is held up in this religion? Not black folk, not the African culture. No, you don't see Africa in Christianity. You see Africans devoted to it, though. But you don't see Africa in it. Not one black contributor put anything in this here. Not one black contributor. Go to the Bible bookstore. Grab the dictionaries of theology, and you'll see not one contributor is a black man or a woman. Go get the study helps. You'll see not one contributor is black. In fact, most of them are German. Kierkegaard. Yes. Baker. Yes. Woost. Yes. Holman. Yes. Schofield. Definitely. All of these European figures are the people who are the commentators of this that we as black African people are so committed to. Brothers and sisters, it took 751 years from the creation of the Serapis image in 320 BC to the Council of Ephesus in 431 AD to transform this European image into what is known today as Jesus the Christ. Yes. Therefore, now, I'll tell you the truth. Sometimes I yeah, did y'all mind that information? Huh? Now I'm gonna tell you why I asked that question. Because the programmers know everything I just told you. Yes. But why didn't they put it in the Sunday school literature that we all grew up with? The programmers know everything I just told you, but not any of what I just showed you was taught to us in our growing up years. Why not? And that is because it's not about you being free. It's not about your liberation in their mind. For you see, the only way that they can maintain the power is make sure that you remain powerless. I don't think y'all caught that. I better say it again. The only way that they can maintain the power is be sure that you remain powerless. And how do they ensure us remaining powerless? By calling on something that's not even real. Yeah. So guess what? Here's what we have to do. Let me show you the pathology of our actions here. When you call on that which is not real, you don't get an answer. Right? And if you don't get an answer, what is your recourse? When you don't know what else to do. They told us you ain't got enough faith. According to your faith, be it unto you. So since we don't have enough faith because we're trying to make real that which is not, we turn around and we start leaning and depending upon the emotionalization of ourselves to try to make real our belief. So what happens is our practices become strategically structured to play on the strings of our emotions. And some of you sitting here may still have this, you may still be coming out of the withdrawal. Y'all know what it's like trying to, withdraw from drug addiction. Look at the person next to you and say, we do have some addicts in the church. And I'm not talking about drug addicts either. We got some addicts in the church, y'all, especially in the black church. The addicts that exist in the black church are addicts who need a fix of having a good time. In other words, church is meaningless to us unless we are gyrating. Church is meaningless to some of us if we ain't trying to make these chandeliers shake while we're going through our thing. Church is meaningless for some of us if we don't have a quickening of some kind. Y'all understand what I'm saying? See, brother, look at the person next to you and say, when you're not getting information, you got to get the next best thing. And that's what this is about. When you have a predicament where the leader or the teacher or the preacher is not prepared to liberate your African mind, then that person has to lean back on the only thing they know. And if the only thing they know is that's what you're gonna get. Am I telling the truth? Brothers and sisters, that might be okay today. You just might need a boost of something today to make you feel a little better, anesthetize you. Maybe somebody called you last night and hurt your feelings. So today you need a But look at the person next to you and say, my feelings ain't hurt every Sunday. Because I'm telling you the truth, after you do that for a whole 45 minutes, you don't know no more than you did before you got up that morning. You understand what I'm saying? And brothers and sisters, the only thing that's going to free your African mind is understanding the system that has imprisoned you. And once you know the truth, a lot of the songs that I used to sing as a kid, I stopped singing them. But some of them I'm starting to sing again. I'm serious. For example, one of the songs we used to sing when I was a little boy, the Lord delivered me. Why should I be bound? The Lord delivered me. Yeah. How many of y'all know that song? Some of y'all woke up as soon as I started singing. You know that song? I mean, came to life. That's deep. Lord delivered me, why should I be bound? See, I stopped singing that for a while because it was like I was going through that transition stage. Now I sing it with a whole new African mind. I have been delivered. The Lord did deliver me. Yeah. But see, I used to be saying he delivered me from my own people. No. He delivered me from the doctrines of racism. He delivered me from the oppressor's snare. Why should I be bound? I will not be bound. Another song, Sister Kirkendall used to sing this all the time, and I think she had the right idea. She just didn't know what she was singing. That's all, because the only thing she knew was English. You understand what I'm saying? She used to sing this song, my mind is gone. my mind is gone. I say, whoa, what that mean? You done lost your mind? Now, with my African consciousness, I can sing that song. My mind. In other words, the mind that Europe gave me, I don't have that mind anymore. It's gone. Yeah. I lost that mind. And got a new mind now for the new millennium. So, brothers and sisters, I can't leave y'all hanging with this idea. Well, if that's the case, then, Pastor Ray, then what is it that I'm to believe? What is it I should stand on? Look at the person next to you and say, stand on your African spirituality. Stand on your African spirituality. Now, see, the thing is, a lot of us are suffering from cultural and spiritual amnesia. We've forgotten who we are. Many of us don't even remember our spirituality. It's in there. I guarantee you. See, the spirituality that they try to get us to understand is based on how much indoctrination you have. Y'all following what I'm saying? Yes. But it's a deep thing about African people that scares even them. And that is our brothers and sisters who can't read their doctrine. Have an insight and a spirituality that they can't understand because it's not documented. But the ancient African, woo, good God Almighty, is in tune not just with God but with the universe. I remember, and I'm closing on this, I remember this movie that was out called The Green Mile. Awesome movie. It was a movie about African spirituality and how they wanted to incarcerate that African spirituality and how they literally put to death that African spirituality. But what was deep was when this man was in a prison cell and they was taking them to heal the warden's wife, he stepped outside and looked up in the sky and said, "Look, boss. Look, boss." He reached down and picked up the earth and smelled it and said, "Smell this, boss." And the white man looked at him and said, "Okay, all right, come on. Couldn't even tap into the spirituality of the earth of creation. That's what resides in us. That is the spirituality, y'all, that told your great grandmother what to do when you were sick. Something inside her African spirituality would cause her to go outside and get into the earth and get some stuff out the earth, come back in the house, make it, and you take it, and tomorrow you be all right. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. So free your African minds, my African people, and don't allow yourself to be bound by their program of religion. Please return to your African spirituality. And I guarantee you, a lot of stuff that you've been trying to make happen, it'll just start happening because you'll be in tune with the universe itself. And I got news for you. I got to close it, but I got news for you. When you get in tune with the universe, you can actually pull on the breast of creation and get divine milk. Yeah, buddy. Give you all the strength you need, all the comfort you need, all the guidance you need, all the direction you need, all the wisdom you need, just because of who you are.
That's what I'm talking about.
I am very excited.
Let me close that out. Did you get that? You can reach out and tap the universe for what you need when you need it, when you're in proper spiritual alignment. Wow, man. I've enjoyed sharing with you today. I trust that you have been blessed by today's program. And to those of you who are sending in your donations, thank you so very much. Let's do this here before we get ready to get out of here. Okay. If you've been listening on YouTube and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do that. Just go ahead and hit that subscribe button there. Okay. Go on and subscribe. It helps the channel. It helps me. Okay. It helps me to reach a lot more people when you subscribe because now best I understand it. The more subscriptions we have, the algorithm causes more people on the internet to see us. Okay, so go on and subscribe and hit that notification bell so that when we do new videos, you'll be the first to get notification of it. Okay. Yeah, my email address, as you see there, is rayhagins@gmail.com. Please email me with any questions that you may have. All right, comments you may have as well. And by the way, I thank you for all of the comments that were here in the chat room. I was looking at some of the testimonies in the testimony saying that, Brother Ray freed my mind. And, this brother made me, open my eyes. I was able to understand. I see the light through what this brother's saying, so I appreciate that. It lets me know that my life is not in vain, that my work is not in vain. Okay. So thank you, family. And also, family, I encourage you guys to take a moment, okay, and just go ahead and log on and listen to me teaching 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's our radio station, okay? And the radio station is there at africanvillage.org. That's the website. When you go there, click the second tab at the top of the page where it says Liberation Radio or Liberation Broadcast, Webcast. Click that. And you'll see two windows there after you click that. The top window is the 24-hour a day, 7 day a week broadcast. Okay, so click that and listen to me teaching nonstop. The window under that is our TV station, Black Lib TV. And we only use that when we're going to put out information that we know will not be allowed on Facebook or other platforms because they don't want you to be free. Got what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, man. So come on and just, show your support. Just show your support. And by the way, you can make your donation, as you see there, through PayPal. Okay. Our PayPal address is AfricanVillage1@AOL.com. Not the African Village One, just AfricanVillage1@AOL.com. And a lot of you are saying your attempts to make your donation through PayPal has been unsuccessful. And come to find out, that's because a lot of you have been typing the African Village, THE, then African Village. No, I mean, even though that's our title, the African Village, okay, our PayPal address is simply AfricanVillage1@AOL.com. Okay, or if you want to make your donation through Cash App, the donation there is hashtag Dr. Ray Hagins. Okay, and when you do make your donation, I think that's going to ask, it's going to bring up our other corporation, the Lamplight Group, which is our other nonprofit corporation. They handle all of our media production. Okay, so yes, when you see the Lamplight Group, that's still your brother. That's still me. It's just another name or another corporation that handles all of our media presentation. Okay, the African Village doesn't do that. Just the Lamplight Group does. Okay, so you can make your donation there. If you want to make your donation through Zelle, it's my email address, rayhagins@gmail.com. Okay, or you can mail in your donation, make it payable to the African Village, and send it to 863 Flat Shoals Road, Southeast, Suite 242. Okay, again, that's 863 Flat Shoals Road, Southeast, Suite 242, Conyers, Georgia, 30094. And brothers and sisters, for those of you who have been mailing in your donations, thank you so very much for your continued support, man. I thank you. What can I tell you? Yeah, I just thank you. You guys have been such an encouragement to me through your support. Yeah. Okay. Before going in and talking about the Black Achievement Fund, okay, let me do this. Okay, and then I'll come back and talk about that. Okay, but before doing that, brothers and sisters, let me just take a couple of minutes to address an issue. And I'm not going to spend much time on this at all. Maybe when I say a couple of minutes, I do mean a couple of minutes, okay? Because first of all, it is not my problem. It's not my monkey, okay? It's not my issue, all right? However, it's affecting my community. And so therefore, I'm concerned, and I must say something. I've gotten so many emails, so many inquiries from people about this issue that's going on with Dr. Umar Johnson, okay? Let me say this. And I hope you guys understand what I'm about to say. Years ago, I think it may have been 2013, 14, 15, somewhere back in there, we had our annual gathering in Chicago for the African Village. And Dr. Umar Johnson, was our keynote speaker for that conference. And after his message that night, after it was a Saturday evening, after that message, he expressed to the people at the gathering that his vision is to start a school. Well, hey, I believe in supporting my people. Okay, so what I did is when he broke that down to us, when I got up to have closing remarks, I said, brothers and sisters, if our brother wants to start a school, let's do our part to help him. Okay. And that's one of the reasons why I'm making this comment now, because I think we might have been one of the first, if not the first, we had to be one of the first organizations to donate to this so-called school, okay, that Dr. Johnson's trying to, or supposedly building. And we raised money for him that night. We raised well over $1,000 that night to give to him. And he told us, he said, don't give it to me now. Hold on to it until I open an account in the name of the school. Okay, so we held on to the money, and then I think maybe close to a year later, we found out, hey man, what are we going to do with this money we've been holding on to? And then he told us he had an account, and we wrote him a check and sent it to him. What's been happening lately has been very heartbreaking to me. I hate what's happening within our community. I hate to see it happening in our community. Okay. And what really makes me more disturbed than anything is people outside of our community are standing back looking at us, how we treat each other within our community. Man, I tell you, ooh, that stuff has got to stop. If you can't say something positive or right or good, then just keep your mouth shut. That's all. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm very disappointed in Dr. Johnson. I am. Yes, I am. But this is not something new. Okay. I just haven't said anything. um, when years ago, we had Dr. Johnson come speak for us in Kansas City at the African Village there. And I observed how he was approached a couple of the sisters there. And one situation I had to actually say, okay, hold up, y'all, stop that. Y'all been standing there holding each other long enough. Okay. I perceived as the spiritual leader, I perceived that what was happening wasn't cool. It just wasn't cool. It didn't look good. There's a way to hug a person, but when you give a person a full body hug, and I mean full body, both bodies are like that together, and you're holding each other for a extended period of time, that's not necessary. That is not necessary, especially in a spiritual setting. And I had to stop it. Okay. And that goes as far as I'm going with that. Now, what I wanted to say is what I see happening all over the place right now concerning Dr. Umar Johnson. Brothers and sisters, listen to me very well as I say this, and I hope it makes sense when I say it. Years ago, many years ago, I think they came out with, there was a serial killer in the New York area, and he was referred to as the son of Sam. I don't know how many of you guys remember that. And he said that he chose that name, Son of Sam, because he's a product of Uncle Sam, United States. That's what he said. So that's why he called himself the Son of Sam. Well, the truth of the matter is, Dr. Umar Johnson, is a product of, how can I say this? Being exposed, being blown up too fast. Okay. The brother didn't have enough experience. For example, when we invited him to speak for us, I even stood up and told the people, I said, if Dr. Johnson was if I had a son, he would be like Dr. Johnson. That's how proud I was of the brother, because he's one of the most informed people I know. Okay. And when I said, don't confuse information with knowledge. There's a big difference. Okay. Information simply means that you have the awareness of a thing. Knowledge means that you are conscientious about the information that you have. Okay. Umar was getting so many invitations from people, and I can understand that, especially you promoters in the so-called conscious movement. You see a good speaker and you want to bring them in so you can sell tickets, doggone it. That's what you want, and I had to address that one day too. Okay. All you're interested in is just bringing us in, and that included me too, bringing us in so you can sell tickets. One brother brought me in, packed house. It was a school, packed house at $25 a ticket, $25 a person coming in there. Right. I said, man, this dude ain't nothing but a promoter. That's all he is. Okay. Does he really care about our people, or is he just promote? And that's what started happening. Umar started getting so many invitations. Okay. Because he's an awesome speaker. Yes, he's a dynamic speaker. You can't take that from the brother. Okay. He's an awesome speaker. But he started getting too many invitations. In my opinion, I want to be sure you hear that. In my opinion, he started getting too many invitations too soon. The brother blew up and it went to his head. Okay, now I'm not going to start talking about how big a person's head is. I got a big head. But this brother he just went way beyond. There's a thing I think one of the things that I was taught growing up in church is, don't think more highly of yourself than you ought to. Remain humble. And that's what I see missing in my brother's life right now: humility. Okay. And notice I said my brother. Umar is our brother. Okay. He just got beside himself. Okay. And the only people that can correct that is us, the same community that made him the way he is. Umar is the way he is, and it's our fault. Okay. When I say our, I mean all of us. Okay. Who blew this brother up too quickly. We didn't give him a chance to grow up. See, there's a difference between swelling and growing. Okay, when an event can take place and it goes to your head, and all of a sudden now you start labeling yourself. You choose labels for yourself that the community hasn't chosen for you, such as Prince of Pan-Africanism or King Kong consciousness or whatever. All the kinds of that you're thinking too high of yourself. That's what that is. Okay, the two words that my parents always said to me, they said, Ray, no matter what, stay humble. And Umar, if you get to hear this, that's the problem right there, bro. We don't see your humility. Okay? We love you, but we don't see your humility. And always remember, bro, I learned this years ago. People don't have to do anything. Please understand that. If people give you a donation, brother, you be thankful for that. You don't start fussing because you didn't get enough of what you thought you should get. That's wrong, bro. That's just wrong. Okay, that's why the donation is called free will. Free will. People, we don't have to do anything, man. Okay, and now I understand that. That's why I'm so thankful for the donations that I receive, or that the African Village receives. I'm so thankful for that. I mean, if it's $1, or if it's $100, or if it's $1,000, brothers and sisters, we have been deceived so much through so-called leaders, most of them self-appointed. Okay, most of the people who have deceived us don't have a backing of an organization. Okay, they never received any kind of like an ordination or a group of substantial brothers and sisters, men and women, okay, who stand behind them. In fact, somebody asked me the other day, man, who's the brothers board of directors? We don't know. Umar, we don't know. Okay. And when it comes to handling people's money, man, that's something you don't do that. You don't do that on your own. Okay. I learned years ago, you don't do that as a leader. Okay. For example, the African Village, we have a finance team. Okay. And we have a financial comptroller. And when it comes to money issues, I direct people who inquire about whatever, I just direct them to our comptroller. Because we it's written in our bylaws and constitution. We can't even write a check unless there are at least 2 or 3 signatures on that joker. Okay. So this is one of the things I see happening in some of our organizations today. Okay. And we got to be Black family, we got to be careful how we handle, especially when it comes to money, people's money that they're donating. Man, listen, we got to be very careful with that. Very careful with that. Okay. Especially when you donate it under the guise of doing one thing when you're not doing it. That's criminal. Okay. So family, I just wanted to say, let's, I know a lot of you guys out there are disappointed as I am. Okay. But there's a principle I learned growing up, and that is when you see a person overtaken in a fault, follow this well. When you see a person who has been overtaken in a fault or a weakness or a shortcoming or whatever you want to call it, okay, those of you who are spiritual, restore that person. Okay, that's what I'm concerned with. I want to see this brother restored. I mean, I really want to see him restored because he's got a lot to offer. Okay, but right now he's out of balance, very much out of balance. He thinks he's in balance, but we all can see that he's not. Okay, so let's try to restore the brother by praying for him first of all. Those of you who genuinely care, send him a word of encouragement. Okay, now don't get it twisted. Okay, when I say send them a word of encouragement, when you send I'm not calling Umar a narcissist, but when you send a narcissist a word of encouragement, they take that as a compliment. Okay, so understand that. So you have to send your word of encouragement in a way to where the brother is clear, okay, that you want to see him restored, because he's in a low place right now, and the only people that can raise him up out of that is us. Okay, it's all our fault. We promoted him too fast. Okay, it's like giving a person a 45 caliber gun, and he only had one shooting class. Okay, you know, it's like I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. All right, the brother needs help. He needs help. He needs to be forgiven, but first he needs to ask for it. Got what I'm saying? So I don't know if Umar is going to get to hear this or not. Okay, but like I said, you know, I've seen this happen before. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen to too many young brothers and sisters who went into ministry, okay, or who became public speakers, and people made so much over their message and their message, you know, that their head got big. You know, whoa! I mean, anytime somebody says, "I am the most requested speaker in the world," come on, people. I mean, your name ain't in Guinness World Book of Records, so how do you come up with something like that? You know, I'm the prince of. Come on, who told you that? Who told you that, man? You let other people make that determination. You don't determine that for yourself. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone now. I will not say anything else ever again about it. Okay, it's just that I've gotten so many inquiries. You know, I've got letters from people saying, "You called him your son, so why ain't you saying anything?" He's not really my son. Okay, it's not my place to say anything. He's a grown man. Okay, but the reason why I'm making comments here now is because of how it's affecting my community. That's what I care about. If it wasn't affecting my community, I couldn't give a damn about what the brother does. He's a grown man. He only has to give an account to the Almighty and himself. But in this situation, you got to give an account to all of us, especially those of us who have donated to him. Tell us something other than what you've been saying, because what you've been saying just ain't working, bro. I got to be honest with you. It's contradictory. It's unsubstantiated. Okay. Nobody knows this but you. Where's your board? Who can else? Where's your officers for your corporation? You can't be a nonprofit corporation without having at least 3 officers. At least 3 officers. But then again, maybe that's why you went to Delaware. Okay, so you can form a corporation in Delaware. Delaware is the most lenient state for any kind of requirements for anything. You know. Okay, I'm done with that. I hope you guys have heard my heart in that matter. Okay, but we got to stop tearing each other down. We just got to stop that, man. You know, I've listened to some stuff that just ain't cool. You know, and come on, man. Let's pray for the brother's healing and do your part to bring about his healing. Okay, like I said, the brother's an awesome resource. Okay, he's great for the community when he's in balance. Right now, it's not. Okay. All right. Having said that, I'm finished with all that, and I hope you've enjoyed today's program. I hope you take seriously what I've said. Okay. And now it's time to talk about this organization, the Black Achievement Fund. Okay, which I am very proud to be a member of. In fact, I'm a member of the board of directors, and this week, or if I get a chance to, I'm going to put a presentation together to show you the property that we purchased here in Georgia. Okay, and we're building with little, what do you call it, little tiny homes on it, something like that. You know, I tell you what, if you listen to our key at the 2:00 hour, okay, coming up in a few minutes, if you listen to the 2:00 hour, hey, man, I'm at, oh shoot, I'm running out of time. We don't have time to sing our song. 2:00, log on to BAF.solutions. Okay, let me put it up here. You see it here, Black Achievement Fund. Okay, yeah. Coming up at the 2:00 hour, just log on to BAF Solutions and listen to Brother Arkey, and he's gonna tell you all about it. Okay, family, it's time for me to get out of here. Okay, so let's do that. Let's end right now with our fun song, The African in Me, Love the African in You. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. You know why? Because you're easy to love. So let's close out with that. Got a couple of minutes before we do that. And here we go, all right? Yeah. Yay. I mur you. Mur means I love you. Okay? Come on, everybody. The African in me, love the African in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. The African in me, love the African in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. You're easy. You're so easy. You are so easy. Easy to love. Let's do again. The African in me, love the African in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. The African in me, love the African in you. When we come together, ain't nothing we can't do. You're easy. You're so easy. You are so easy. You're easy to love. Family, my time is up. Don't even have time to finish the song, okay? So let me just say it to you this way. You guys out there, I admire you. Thank you for being with me this week. Okay, you guys take care of yourselves this coming week, man. Okay, try to get as much rest as you can. Okay, be careful of the stuff you're putting in your body. All that kind of stuff, all right? Okay, I gotta go. Love you. Until next week, you guys out there stay strong, okay? And I'll see you then. Peace. Oh, oh, oh. Easy to love.